Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Vegan Growth. Today I'm actually talking about food and not one of my updates with eco-friendly items. I just came back recently from a nice vacation from Disney. So that was really exciting, and I wanted to talk about that rather than one of my eco-friendly products that I bought. And I'm trying to think about something that I bought recently, and I can't think of anything right now. I'm sure that there is something. So I'll do one of those later. Anyway, yeah, that was something that was really big that we did like 2 weeks ago. And so I've kind of been out of the loop and haven't been on YouTube and even Instagram. I posted a little bit on Facebook if you guys follow me on there as well. I've posted a little bit on there, but I've even been off of Instagram pretty much. I did post a couple pictures from on Instagram from Disney, but I actually didn't post any food pictures. I didn't, food wasn't like my main thing being there. It was really about like family and having fun and everything like that. Um, yeah, but I did want to talk about Disney and how to eat vegan while you're at Disney. So I know a lot of people go to Disney and stay there differently. Some people stay off campus, I guess how they would call it, and some people stay on campus, which would be at one of their resorts. So we stayed on campus. It kind of really wasn't my choice because my husband's my husband's dad paid for my daughter, who turned 10, her 10th birthday. So that was her gift to her, and he had also paid for his two other grandchildren when they turned 10. He paid for them to go to Disney when they turned 10. So when my daughter turned 10 this past year, back in November, and so it was actually perfect timing. We were going to take her anyway. She was getting old enough. It was perfect timing for her to go to Disney. It was like on the edge of she was going to get too old, and and before that it was kind of like she would be a little bit too young. I mean, 8 or 9 would be good, but she was just like right at the perfect age to go to Disney. Anyway, so they paid for her, and they didn't pay for us, but obviously I wanted to go, and so we basically didn't really have much of a say where we wanted to stay other than like helping decide like what resort on the Disney. They wanted to stay in Disney. They've obviously gone several times, and so we just helped them decide where to stay, what my daughter would like, and so we decided, help decide where to stay. We kept it hidden from her, kept it a secret for 8 months, and she like didn't even know until like we flew there. She did not know. She was just completely, it was so hilarious because she was just totally out of the loop. Even when we went into the lines for the Disney, those buses, we even started walking into the lines. I was kind of like, can we put on those bracelets now? because we told her that we were going to a wedding, one of my husband's cousin's weddings, and so that's what she thought she was going to. But once we told her and she found out, and we gave her a bracelet, one of those bracelet bands that they give you, she started crying and was so happy, and ran into my husband's arms and my arms, and she was so happy. So anyway, going to Disney and trying to stay vegan. Yes, Disney is a great experience. Trying to stay vegan isn't that difficult if you know how to do it, and if you do a little bit of planning. Now, if you're staying off campus in a hotel, it is obviously a lot easier. If you have your own car and are able to buy groceries and can store food, you can make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Basically, you can bring in anything. Like we brought in water bottles and filled them with water, and you can bring in food like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and snacks and anything really that you'd like, because their food prices are insanely expensive. My husband added up, we were on a meal plan, the Disney meal plan, and we had bought it like in the very, very beginning when we bought all of our tickets and everything. But we did add, my husband, who is like he's a financial aid director, and he added up this is what he does, he added up all of the costs of all of our meals, and it was just outrageous. It was insane. So anyway, we were on the Disney meal plan, which is obviously, what it gives you is it gives you 2 snacks per day, per person, and that goes throughout any Disney park, any Disney store, anything, and it can be like a drink. Like I ended up using them for especially my I didn't realize at first that I could use them for drinks in the morning, because I'm not a huge fan of breakfast, and they didn't really have much in the way of breakfast. My husband's parents, my husband's dad and his wife, they brought some oatmeal and some other things like dry cereal. But they did have dry cereal downstairs. Our hotel had a little place where you could buy, you could get breakfast, you could get snacks, you could get a quick lunch, which is another thing. You get 1 quick lunch every day, so like a fast food lunch, and then you also get 1 sit down nice dinner per day. So with the snacks, with pretty much everything, they add up throughout the week. So with the snacks, me and my husband were together, and so even though we had 2 snacks per day, that doesn't mean that if we didn't use those 2 snacks, then we couldn't use them the next day. So they added up, basically, they were all added up throughout the week. So we could buy 5 snacks a day if we wanted, as long as we, use them at the end of the week. So they were combined 24. Well, we stayed there 7 days. So, as long as we used that's to 28 snacks per the 2 of us. So as long as we used those 28 snacks by the end of the week, what we ended up doing actually was we ended up at the end of the week we had a bunch of snacks left over, and we went downstairs in that little area in our hotel room, in our hotel, I should say, and we ended up just hoarding a bunch of snacks, like candy and different things, and took them home with us. So because it's like you don't want to have the meal plan and not use the snacks. So that's what we all had extra snacks at the end of the week. So that's what we did. But yeah, I did end up, I had coffee for breakfast. It was a little disappointing that they didn't have almond milk or a little bit more options in the breakfast vegan section. I guess I should expect that, but I did find chocolate soy milk. There was also little small bottles of chocolate soy milk. There was also small bottles of I believe it was unsweetened, which is why I didn't purchase it. And I could have used that with cereal, but since it was unsweetened, I just decided, since I'm not a huge breakfast person, I didn't get it. I just had the, and I didn't even, at the beginning, I didn't know you could use that as a snack, so I didn't get it. But then I found out you could buy it as a snack, and so I started buying them and having them for breakfast, and sometimes later in the day, these little bottles of chocolate soy milk for breakfast, and then I would have coffee, as well. And that was kind of like my breakfast. I know it's not a super healthy breakfast, but they did have some fruit cups. They did have caramel with apples, but caramel isn't vegan. They had hummus and pretzels, which I bought, but I bought that. I remember the first day. I never ended up using it. I don't know if it partially, I know, with my medication. I know I've said this before. My medication makes me not quite so hungry. So, and partially because maybe the humidity and the warmth that down there, it just made me not quite so hungry. We were walking around all day doing stuff. I just wasn't quite as hungry. We had a lunch and a sit down dinner every day, very large dinner. It was mostly buffets. So a good thing, a really nice thing that we did was my husband pulled up the Disney app. So this is one thing that I recommend you guys doing, is just installing the Disney app. Even if you're there for the week or a couple days and using that, and you can look up different restaurants in the different parks, like say you're at Hollywood Studios, or Magic Kingdom, or whatever. You can look up different restaurants in like the sections that you're at and see if and look at this restaurant that's close by or different restaurants that are nearby you, and you can look up their menu. And that's what we did in order to find a place that had vegan options. So that helped us to find a place that offered vegan options. So that is the trick to finding, like, for example, if you are on the Disney menu plan, that is the trick to finding vegan option. You really need to have that Disney app. Now, if you stay off the campus and you don't have the food plan, whatever, the meal plan, then you can bring your own food. Disney really isn't picky. They don't care if you bring drinks or food into, they check your bags, whatever, to see if you have anything that can, I don't know, anything that's weapons or whatever. Yeah, they go through your bags, but they don't really care. They don't care if you bring drinks or snacks or anything like that. They know people bring stuff into the parks because kids get thirsty and hungry and whatever. So and yeah, it really doesn't matter. I definitely recommend that. So the Disney app. And also we ended up going into Universal Studios for one day. And really we spent half of that day at that Harry Potter world. There's apparently 2 parks or maybe 3 parks. I only know the 2 parks, but we spent it at the main Harry Potter world area, like the better one. And we spent half the day there. It was amazing. And as you walk out, my husband also installed, I guess there is a Universal app that he must have looked up a Universal app and installed it as well, because he looked up a restaurant that was nearby and found a restaurant very close to where we walked out of the Harry Potter world and offered a vegan burger. So that was really nice. We didn't get to the second part of Universal Studios, so that was unfortunate, but anyway, I definitely, so I highly recommend putting those apps onto your phone when you go to Disney or Universal Studios. They are super, super, super helpful. Like I said, I didn't put any pictures on my phone, and I didn't put anything on Instagram other than a couple family fun photos, just because, we were just having fun, and we took photos of us having fun and whatever. So it was more of like having fun. So sorry about that, but yeah, they offered the Beyond items, like Beyond brats and Beyond They had I bought a huge pizza one day. I didn't realize it was going to be so large, but it was extremely large. I shared it with my husband, and he got a brat, the Beyond Brat, or Italian sausage, I should say. And I had some of that, and that was really good. And they had, I think, a burger as well. And so, yeah, they offered quite a bit, so it was really nice. Snacks weren't quite as prevalent. There weren't. It's more like, you can get like drinks and stuff like that, but most of the snacks are gonna be, ice cream and stuff like that, non-vegan items. So, that's where why when I got my snacks, I got the little cartons of soy milk for the mornings, and at the end of the week we got like snack, like candy and stuff to go on the plane with us for for fun. So if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. We had a lot of fun, and yeah, you can bring food in if you, like I said, they're not as restrictive as people may think. You can bring food in and water bottles. I brought my own like recyclable, like a huge water bottle. And they really only look through like backpacks and stuff. So if you don't have a backpack, they'll just the security will just let you go through. So they really only want to look through backpacks and see what you got in there. So all right, well, thank you for watching, and hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.